Hey everyone, welcome back. Keith here, KF Canyon Ranch BMW I8 Salvage project. I wanted to give you an update on those two suspension arms that were bent and how I handled that. I'd mentioned in the previous video that my assessment of them was that they were just a mild steel that was cold rolled and formed to make kind of a C channel with the bushings on the end. And I thought that maybe I'd be able to straighten them with my press and weld in a piece of steel in the opening of that C channel, box that in and see if I could salvage them. There's 5 suspension arms on each rear wheel of the BMW i8, and the 2 that I had bent, I'm going to call them the rear trailing arms, they have another name for them, they're the most expensive. They're about $350 a piece. So let me walk you around the shop and show you what I did. So what I used was my little cheap press here, and I put the suspension arms in there and straightened them out, and the press really had no trouble doing it, which kind of verified in my mind again that they were just mild rolled steel. From there, I took them over here and I put them in my sandblasting cabinet, and I sandblasted all the paint off so that I could really see the metal to find out if there were any cracks or any hidden issues, and I didn't see any cracks. From there, I cut some little steel plate on my bandsaw, deburred the edges with a sander, and I welded them into place. Now let me show you what the arms look like that aren't bent. So they're just a little 1/8" steel. They're open in the center. The bushings are on the end. This one's a dog bone here, but a bushing here. I'm sorry, wishbone there. So I was able to just fit in a little piece of steel, weld it into place, put some Pour 15 frame paint on there so it'll hold up, and I think they're going to work out just fine. Now let me show you the other side of the car where I made the repair. So these are the 2 arms in question, this one here and this one right here, and if you look carefully, you can see where I boxed that in there and all through here. They turned out real nice. Now, these are pretty much a weak link on the suspension. So the question is, did BMW just make them weak because, or make them out of mild rolled steel because that's what they did? Or is it actually engineered to be the weak link of the suspension? You know, this car is all aluminum back here. And if you have a hard impact, do you want this aluminum cast bushing flange to break? Or do you want the aluminum mounting plate to bend or the subframe to bend? Or would you rather this little weak, mild steel arm bent that's bolt-in and replaceable? You know, anytime you have a system, sometimes you want a weak link by design. So I don't know if that was the engineer's idea or not. If it is, it's worked well because tons of people bend these things just hitting hard potholes. Now, I've shored these up and boxed them in with these plates. Does that mean that now I don't have that weak link? Well, I don't know. Maybe that's the case. There's 3 other arms that are all hollow inside and formed the same way. Those could bend for me if these don't. But for right now, it saved me $750 and it was an easy job. I think it was a good way to go. One other thing I did is I was working on the cooling system last time, and I mentioned that I was replacing those steel factory spring clamps with T-bolt clamps. Well, here's what they look like. They're stainless steel. They're wider than the factory clamp, and they give a nice even compression all the way around, which is nice. Actually, you have to be careful with these that you don't over clamp them and bend the tube inside. So I've replaced all of my clamps with these stainless steel T-bolt clamps because I don't want any leaks down here. And since then, I've vacuumed out the system and refilled it with coolant, and it held vacuum fantastic. Now, I think I have to do that again because I don't have, of course, any power to the car. And it says in the service manual to open the heater system so that you flush through the heater system as well. And it didn't take in as much coolant in the high pass line or the high pass system that I had hoped for. So after I get the car powered up, I'll do that again. But as you can see, I'm making great progress. Engine, tranny, subframe, wires, high voltage lines, water lines, they're all in. Suspension is repaired and back into shape. Now I still have a lot to do, and I will bring you updates on that as well. But for right now, it's coming along pretty nicely. That's your update. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. Click that little bell for notifications. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be a grateful i8 repair guy if I didn't mention again how Permabond came through and saved my bacon with their bonding epoxy. This whole quarter panel's been bonded on with the Permabond two-part epoxy, and I'll tell you what, I can't thank that company enough for sending me their product. They saved me a fortune, and it's absolutely the perfect product for this car. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to have another update coming out real soon, so check back in with me. All right? Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.